What's going on, guys? Rich here of Remote Control, bringing you a video review of PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. The game was released this week, and I've had a lot of time with it for the PS Vita and the PS3 version. I bought the PS3 one, but if you bought the PS3 version, you got a Vita copy of it for free. So we're going to talk about a couple of things regarding the game to see if this game is something that you would be interested in. So let's get right into it. So first, let's talk about the presentation of the game. With this game, if you don't know kind of what it's all about, if you're watching this, I'm assuming you do, but if not, I'll give you a kind of recap. Basically, all your favorite Sony PlayStation mascots and characters or characters that have been featured on PS3 are kind of doing kind of a Battle Royale type of thing, like the name suggests. Kind of like how Smash Brothers, Super Smash Brothers, where you have all these classic Nintendo characters all in one game duking it out. With this game, you get a really cool cutscene in the beginning of kind of different characters facing off against each other. But after that, the menus are very basic, and I guess they did that kind of just to get straight to the action, make everything simple. But could have used a little bit more flair. That's just my opinion. But you have your arcade mode where you play against opponents. You pick a character that you want, see a little intro, play against the characters, face a boss, which is Polygon Man, and then you do a rival match as well. So like for Drake goes off against Sly Cooper, Jack went off against Ratchet, and then you get an ending at the end. So I didn't like how the endings were stills. I would have liked if they had like a full motion ending for each character, but it does the job. You have, of course, your training mode where you can kind of go through a tutorial of the basic movement of the game, which I highly suggest for anybody who's playing this game. Do the tutorial mode, get an idea of how it plays. You have a trial mode where they give you different challenges and you have to complete them. You have a character-specific kind of combo mode where you can kind of learn the basic combos or what attacks link together. You also have, of course, your multiplayer with tournament mode, ranked matches, online matches, player matches, 2v2, 4v4, or not 4v4, free-for-all. So if anybody who wants to do online play, you have a pretty good, robust online play. And then you also have a customization mode where you can customize your different characters. And as you play this game, each character can level up. And as you level up, you unlock new things like costumes, taunts, intros, outros, theme music. So it gives you an incentive to kind of keep playing as the character, to level up and gain all these new things with the character. So really cool stuff. Besides the bland and basic menus, the graphics look good. The characters' models look great. They look good on the PS3. They look pretty good on the Vita as well. The backgrounds look amazing. You have really, really interesting stages from God of War, Patapon, Parappa the Rapper, Killzone. My favorite is the Loco Roco one. I love that stage. And sometimes the stages transform, so they can be about one thing, and all of a sudden they'll kind of shift into another type of thing. So really cool stuff. Actually, one of the strong points of the game are the environments. And that's pretty much it for the presentation. So next up, let's talk about the gameplay. Now, a lot of people have kind of dismissed this as a Super Smash Brothers clone. And although it does have similar aspects to the gameplay, it is not just a clone of Smash Brothers. And one main thing that really stands out is the fact that in Smash Brothers, you went by percentages. So as your character took damage, his percentages would go up. And then if he was like in the hundreds, if you like a critical blow, you'd kill them. That was the way you killed them. But in this game, it doesn't work that way. The way you get kills in this game is by doing damage and gaining meter. So as you gain meter in this game, you get to a level. So you have level 1, level 2, level 3. And depending on which level you are, depends on how powerful your special is going to be. So if you get to level 3, that's like the most powerful special. That's how you get the most kills. So what you're trying to do, your whole point in the match is to gain meter to get the kills, because that's the only way you can get kills. You don't get kills by knocking them off the stage. You don't get kills by percentages or life meters. It's all by the meter, gaining meter. And you have a light attack, a strong attack, and a medium attack, and each one gives you more meter. And once you get that special, you press the R button to unleash it, and they do attack. So again, depending on if you're like a level 1 to a 3, like level 3, if you reach level 3, you pretty much got guaranteed kills. Level 1 isn't a surefire because if you get hit during the animation, the animation stops. But, you know, some people, they go straight for level 3. Some people go for the level 1s or level 2s. So it's a pretty interesting mechanic. And while you're doing this, of course, you're going to be playing with whichever character you choose. And what's good about this game is that every character is pretty fleshed out and different from one another. And it's pretty fun to kind of experiment with the characters and see what they're all about. So far, my favorites have been Dante, Jack, and Drake. I really like Drake as well. But some characters are more combo heavy, like, again, Raiden, Dante, Kratos, and then some are more like kind of distant characters who rely more on their weaponry, like Drake and Jack. So kind of makes you experiment, makes you want to kind of test out the whole roster and see who's good for you. They're talking about there's going to be more characters coming via DLC, so that's pretty cool. So I think for this type of game, even though sometimes you're going to rely more on what you know or like what works than like experimenting with like combos, because when you're doing the 4-player matches, it can get very hectic. Sometimes they can kind of interfere with kind of the combat and how deep they wanted to make it, but it's still very fun and the characters are pretty fleshed out, and once you find one that you like, you're going to have a lot of fun with the game. So last up, let's talk about the online mode. Now, of course, with this game, playing with actual characters is where you're going to have the most fun. And the online modes are pretty good. I mean, you have, of course, like I said, your tournament mode. You have online ranked matches, player matches, 2v2s, which are my favorites, 4-player battle royale ones. The netcode has been pretty good, and since you do get a free version of the Vita copy of the game when you buy the PS3 one, you're playing between the Vita and the PS3 users. So you could have a match that has like all Vita players or PS3 players, and so it opens up how many players you can play with, and not just limited to one system. So if you're playing on the PS Vita, you still will be playing against PS3 users. So that's pretty cool. And the netcode is pretty smooth. I haven't experienced any bad lag with the game. I had a lot of fun playing with other people, and it's just a very enjoyable experience overall. So online, excellent. So to kind of wrap this review up, this is not just a Smash Brothers clone. It is a pretty fun game if you're into these type of games. So if you're expecting like a Marvel or a Super Street Fighter deep type of game, you're not necessarily going to find that in this game. But if you want a game that's fun, that you can play with your friends, you know, see all these different PlayStation icons kind of mesh together and fight against each other. A lot of unlockables, so a game that's going to keep you playing for a while, just trying to unlock all the content. You're going to have a lot of fun with this game. And with DLC upcoming again, should hopefully, you know, expand the life of this game. But that's going to depend on the community and if people are going to keep playing this game, which I think people are going to play this game. You know, it's fun. It's a fun game, you know, and it takes a spin on this type of genre, and it's different from Smash Brothers. It isn't just like a clone. So I'd give it a shot. There are some notable characters who are missing, like Crash Bandicoot. I hope they get Crash Bandicoot in DLC because he was like a humongous staple. Even Tomb Raider, of course, you know, in the PS1 games, Tomb Raider was also, or Lara Croft was a big icon as well for the PlayStation. And they could have done more with like kind of the arcade mode with the character endings, and the presentation when it comes to the menus and stuff is a little bland, but overall fun game. If you have the cash, check it out. If you want to play with your favorite characters like Drake, you know, even characters like from Heavenly Sword, haven't seen her for a long time, pick up the game. And if you have a Vita, you get a free copy of it as well, which you can't beat. So that's pretty much it. If this review was helpful, please leave feedback, whether it be comments, even liking the video, sharing it with your friends. We really appreciate the support and help. And stay tuned because I do plan on putting up some gameplay footage, some matches of the game. If you guys request it, I'll do it. So that's pretty much it. This is Rich, back from Remote Control. Talk to you guys later. Peace.